Hello and welcome to another episode of MTG Steam Brewery. This is my 4-color control deck. It's definitely very interesting. It's been doing very well, except against aggro. A little tough, but it's to be expected. So I'm just gonna
Following in my footsteps.
show you guys. The lands are 3 forest,
Worst they make.
2 plains, 3 island, 3 swamp, 1 temple garden, and 2 sun petal grove, 1 watery grave, 1 Dimir Guildgate, which is hopefully going to get replaced for another watery grave or drowned catacomb soon, a godless shrine, a hallowed fountain, a breeding pool, and then we have 5 colorless lands. This is a Alchemist Refuge. It's a tap colorless or tap a blue-green in it. Give your cards flash. That's really for the control mirrors, where you don't want to be tapping out at all on your turn. You just want to tap out on your opponent's turn to be able to cast at the end of their turn to get through counter spells. And then one of the few ways for this deck to win, Nephalia Drown Yard, which is tap. It's like Alchemist Refuge, taps for colorless or tap 1, a blue, black, and it. Target player mills 3 cards, which is extremely good against control, and in this deck is very good against mid-range. It's not amazing against aggro, depending on the variant, but like I said, that's to be expected. Now, for the things that we'll be playing on our turns other than land, we have 4 Augur of Bolas, which is good. It provides a nice amount of card advantage and blocks early. Then we have 1 Boundless Realms, which is really just an enabler. It can get out of hand if it resolves. And sometimes you can cheat it into play with Spell Twine by milling it yourself. Spell Twine is 6 mana. It's one of the odd cards. You exile target instant sorcery from your card and an opponent's graveyard. You cast copies of both of them. You may cast copies of both of them without paying their mana cost, and then you exile Spell Twine, which in this deck's really good just to buy back your own spells. Then we have 1 Planar Cleansing. I put this in here just because Planeswalkers were a big deal, because the only creatures in this deck were the 4 Augur of Bolas. So we didn't really I didn't have a way to interact with them, so I threw this in there, and it's been doing really good in solving with Planeswalkers. What are you doing?
Shining light.
And we have 1 Urban Evolution, which slightly ramps us, but it's really in there for the draw 3 cards to refill your hand. Just keep providing you with more card advantage with the deck really wants. Then we have 2 Supreme Verdict, again for like the new Reckoner decks, the Geist Saint Traff decks, where they have counters to protect their creatures. They can't counter this, so you kill them, and you buy yourself some time. And it's also good against aggro in game 1, where you just want to kill their things as early as possible to get off the least pressure. Then we have 4 Farseeks. The main reason I added green, just fix mana and ramp. My personal opinion, the most powerful common currently in Standard. So, just put it in here because it's good. Then in Instance,
Bugging.
no, let's start with artifacts. We have 1 Prophetic Prism. It's really in there just to help fix the mana a little more. The drawing is very nice too on turn 2. You play it, draw a card, you can fix mana. Sands is a better mana sink than Drown Yard in this deck because you can mill them for more. And just sticking that on turn 3 against control decks, normally you kill them, they just can't deal with it. And we have 4 Thought Scours, one of our cheap ways to draw spells. Also synergizes with trying to mill them out. Every once in a while you mill yourself, not often. And there's an Azurius Charm, because it's really good against aggro to reset their creature and give them bad draw. And against mid-range and aggro decks, you can, when they attack, you can put their creature back on top, and then you can mill it somehow, which there are many ways to do in this deck, and it's pretty much a kill spell. Then we have 3 Dimir Charms, which the counter sorcery is mainly for Rakdos return, and sometimes like other planar cleansings when your Sands out. Not a whole lot it terrifies you, but it's normally in there for the look at their top 3 and make sure they can't draw anything useful. Then we have 4 Forbidden Alchemies, which are really good because they dig 4 and eventually they'll provide you with actual card advantage instead of just replacing themselves. They've been really good, especially against control decks. You just want to have all the instants you can, not tap out on your turn, so you keep your hand full. This helps. Then we have 2 Grizzly Spectacle, which is good against the mid-range decks where they're running things like Thrag Tusk and Wolf Run, where they'll just have a really big guy, they'll attack you, and then you kill it, and Grizzly Spectacles 2 and 2 black. Restore target non-artifact creature. Its controller mills equal to its power. So against Wolf Run, it's been really good. Against the Grizzlebrands, also really good because they don't want to draw because they're going to mill themselves out quicker, which you want. Then our only counter spells are 3 rewinds, which you use to counter spells and then untap your land so you can do more of your instants, which is really important for this deck because you don't want to be able to, you don't want to counter it and then not have anything else to do after you counter it, because it can be bad against control decks when you do that, because then they'll just play the threat they wanted, that they knew you were going to counter the first one, so they can't do this. Sometimes this makes them hold back. And then we have 1 Psychic Spiral, which is 4 and a blue at instant speed. You shuffle your graveyard into your library, and then target player mills that much. That's not really in here for any specific matchup. It's in here because often I would just draw so many cards out of my own deck that I would draw myself out, so I had to have a way to put everything back in. And if you mill it with like Forbidden Alchemy or Thought Scour, you can always get it back with your Spell Twines, which is really nice. And then, my personal opinion, the best card in this deck, the 1 Sphinx's Revelation, because I have only one. It's a blue-blue-white X. Draw X, gain X. With things like Farseek and Boundless Realm and Urban Evolution, and just the game goes really long with this deck. You tend to have a bunch of lands. The most I've done this for is 17. And every time I've resolved this, I haven't lost the game.
Except against me?
No, I didn't play it because you had Wolf. So it was irrelevant. So that's the deck. So we have our best win I've had with this. These are the only creatures. I went up against a mono blue control deck, and I killed them with Augur of Bolas. Just 1 damage, no buffs, no nothing, just augurs. It got to the point he had to unsummon them. What are you doing now?
Nothing. I'm not doing anything.
So I thought it was really funny where I want to mill it. Normally I just beat control by milling them. I just killed them with augurs because it was funny. So that's my 4-color control deck. Any tips and advice? Stop. You're going to give someone an epilepsy attack.
Good.
Not good.
They deserve it.
No, they don't. they're watching this, so they deserve the best. So that's my 4.
Epilepsy attack.
This is the 4-color control deck. I hope you enjoyed it. Any suggestions, advice would be very nice. I've really enjoyed playing the deck. And if you have any cards you think I should add or cut, and don't say add more Zurius Charm. I only found the 1. Everyone's been telling me to add more. I can't find my other ones. So we're only playing the 1 for now. Hopefully we can get more.
I stole them.
So I hope you all enjoyed it, and hope to see you all next time.